What's happening? What's happening? What's going on, fam? How we doing? How we doing? How we doing? How are we doing? It's a Friday. We made it. we made it. I know I was sitting right here on Monday going, man, it's going to be a long week. But, man, did it fly by real quick. Real quick. I don't know about your week, but my week went by real quick. But how we doing, people? Seriously, what's going on with you? What's going on with you, man? There's a lot that's going on out there. I was just laughing. I was just sitting here laughing because I went on my Twitter page here, and then I went to, somebody else's, other people's posts. And what's always funny to me is how that dude, Mike Norton, the guy that rides around on the bikes, how he can just, he can get people just so riled up. Just so, it's funny to me. You're going to have Marvina on. You know what? Chaz, we're putting that together. Yes, I am. And we are putting that together. It's going to be sometime next week that I'm going to have her on. I also am going to have Marvin Hayes on. Philip Vance. Philip Vance I'll be talking to him from prison probably Wednesday night. I'll be talking to him from prison because we'll be up in Thursday morning. I'll be up in Rush City at the news conference that they're having for Philip Vance. So that's my that's my week, next week, which is pretty full. And then I will be down in Mabel, Minnesota. So if you're anywhere near Mabel, Minnesota, plan on being down there at their little town hall. So I will be down 3 hours away down in Mabel, Minnesota on Saturday. I'll be there at 2:00. They're having their convention, and then after that, they're having me speak down there, and I'll be coming down with Brad. Brad and I had, as a matter of fact, I had lunch with Brad today, and so there's going to be an announcement really soon about what's about to happen as far as Brad and myself are going to be collaborating and doing some things to try to make a difference here in Minnesota. We've been meeting and talking about some things. We've been talking to some people about certain things that we're looking to maybe have happen here pretty soon. So be ready for that announcement that's going to happen. Like I said, I don't rest. I believe in still, if someone wants to work with me and do things, people always get all upset with the people that I work with. Hey, if you want to bust butt, I don't care who you are, independent, Republican, Democrat, but if you want to make things better for people here in Minnesota, I'll work with you. I have zero problem working with people at all. Man, I work with people that other people hate, and I work with them also. So I'm not about looking down on somebody because of who they are and what that. Nah, I don't roll like that. But yeah, like I said, had a meeting with him today. But the Mike Norton dude who rolls around taking videos of him, riding through Minneapolis and taking pictures. It just cracks me up how they can how he can drop a picture and everybody get all upset of the pictures that he dropped on there. And it's funny to me and the reason it's funny to me because I know where he's at, and I know that those spots that he's at, anybody can go there. I mean, there are places, and I know for people who don't go downtown, people who don't go to Minneapolis, or certain parts in St. Paul, there are safe places you can go, right? So for people who sit there and lie to you and tell you, oh, don't ever go. No, there are places that you can go, even in Minneapolis, and you can go down there. You can, don't leave your car unlocked, but you can leave your car. You can do this. You can go to Harriet Island. You can you can even go to Boom Island. Hey, if you know what Boom Island is, you can go there and enjoy yourself, have a picnic, walk the paths and the whole nine. And we say Mike being going to safe places and only. Yeah. That's what Mike does. But then here's the thing that happened a couple of nights ago, right? So Mike definitely is not going to go to Marquette. Okay, so all those condos and apartments and everything that's along the lower part of Hennepin and Marquette area, in that area over there, that's gangland. Now, you don't want to go Hennepin and Marquette. You don't want to go anywhere over there because just like the other night, they had a shooting over there in the Barrio Flats. They had a shooting. They had a flat-out shooting over there. Yeah, he stays in that. Yeah, you're right, Chaz. He stays in the Uptown. But they had a shooting over there in that area of downtown. All of those apartment buildings over there are pretty much it's gangland. It's gangland. And this is what I'm saying. If you live in Minneapolis, you got all these white people that live in Minneapolis, like I said, ride around and yeah, yep, exactly, Chad. That's where they killed Amar. But they know where to go and where not to go. They know where to go and where not to go, right? And like I said, it's just like the North Loop. Like the North Loop is like going to Otsego or St. Michael's area, right? It's ain't nothing but 99.9% white people out there. It's like North Loop in Minneapolis. You can go to North Loop all you want. You can eat you can eat a Snickers bar off the ground over in the North Loop. No, I'm serious. I'm serious. Black people don't go to the North Loop because we don't want to be harassed. We know we will get harassed. But the North Loop is nothing but condos and nothing but rich white people. But it's just funny to me how he puts that out there. And I love reading the comments because people just be going nuts when he puts that out there. Say it's not the Barrio Flats anymore. They sold it. Okay. But you know what I'm talking about, Jazz. You know, Mike is intentional and yeah. Like his photos with yeah, and Mike does that because Mike likes to piss people off. But again, he's not. It shouldn't piss you off because, like I said before, there are safe places that you can go, and you can ride your bike in downtown Minneapolis. There are safe places that you can go. Now, there's places down in downtown Minneapolis that at night I'll sit here and tell you, you cannot go. I would not go there. It's not worth. Hey, there's Josh. What's happening, Josh? How you doing, man? How you doing, Josh? I said you can't go. There's some places you just cannot go. Period, point blank. And if you get lost, don't stop and ask for directions. Because more than likely, you're not going to have your keys, you're not going to have your wallet, you're not going to have your purse, and you're not going to have your car. That's the truth. I don't care. I don't care how many nice pictures Mike take. Mike knows There are places that he won't even go to take a picture. Not at night. I'm doing good, Josh. How you doing, my friend? It's been a while. I haven't seen you in a while. But yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. I thought that was pretty. It's always funny when he puts pictures out there and everybody get all upset. But anyway, what's going on, people? What's going on? So the Republican Party is running around, beating their chests, swearing up and down they got to win. Let's rip it up. Swearing up and down that they got to win. Okay, I mean, look. It's been 50 years since they could actually sit here and say they won something. So any little bitty thing that they come up with or happen, they're gonna call it a win. They're gonna pat themselves on the back, and that's cool. That's cool. Be happy that you felt that you finally outdid the Democratic Party. But see, here's one thing I know about the Democrats. They always are one step ahead. There's something about this there's something about this that the Republicans are going to run into a wall. Because the Democrats just don't set things. I'm going to talk about that too, Chad. The subpoena power. That's where I'm going with this whole thing. But I don't trust the Democrats because I know that the Democrats are always one step ahead. The Republicans are always one step behind. No matter how long they run around here this week and they brag about they won and they got their way and now come back to work, there's something that it just doesn't feel good to me. It doesn't feel good to me. And one of the things is the dude Brad Tabby, however you say his last name, Brad. Let's leave it that way. So one of the things that the Republicans are still trying to do, which is I'm laughing at it, they try to have a recall. Okay, they lost in court. They lost. They lost in the House, and the whole nine. Right. The pendulum always swings. Will said the pendulum always swings. Right. That's what. Right. See, that's what I'm talking about. There's something just not right about this thing. It isn't. And like I said, I know the Republicans have been running around here. Hold on one second. Somebody just sent me a message on something. I don't know what it is, but we'll see what they want. Okay. But there's just something about this. When it comes to the Democrats. Because the Democrats never play fair, right? It's just like the cat. Watch this. It's just like the cat that right now they over in 40, they have to do a special election because they knew this dude didn't live over there. They knew they was going to try to run and cross their fingers and go, well, maybe nobody will notice. They knew it. But they wanted to cheat. They was going to cheat. That is cheating, people. That's what you call cheating. Right? And Chad said the agreement has been the same since January 13th. Exactly. It's the same agreement. If the Republican Party had just went on and said, okay, on January 13th, if they would have said to that agreement that they just signed, listen to now, and I want you guys to understand this, and this is why I say that the Democrats have something up their sleeves. They have something up their sleeve. I don't know what, but I guarantee you, the Republicans are about to run face first into a wall. Watch what look, I ain't too much wrong all the time. But this just doesn't feel right. And that's why I sat there and was going, wait a minute, what? I'm trying to think to myself, what changed, Chad, from January 13th? What changed? Because I didn't see any change. I didn't hear about any change. Nobody talked about what changed. And the and then they did that poll, which is, it's a poll. And the poll was basically on the Democrat side. The poll was basically saying, all right, stay out. Keep fighting the Republicans over this. So what else changed? Something changed. Something was different for the Democrats to go, you know what? Let's just go ahead and sign that. Let's go ahead and sign this thing. The Democrats saw something somewhere and said, let's just go ahead and do it. I don't trust them. I don't trust them. But because the Republicans wanted to run around and say they won and say we made them come back, so they signed this agreement. The Republicans wanted to have the speaker and have them be, so they signed this agreement. Something, trust me when I say this. Trust me when I say this. There's something about the agreement that the Democrats saw that they could hang the Republicans with. That's why they said, okay. And they knew that the Republicans will go, okay, we'll sign it. So this way we can run around to all our constituents and we can tell them we won. And they really didn't win. Think about it for a second. So they're going to go in because, and I'm going to show you, hold on, watch this. So Roger Chamberlain and former Senator Roger Chamberlain, before the Democrats got all of this money together to boot him out of office, he was over the target when it comes to all of this fraud. He was over the target. This is in 2000. This is how long he been gone now? 2 years, almost 3 years. This is 3 years ago. He knew what was going on. He knew what the deal was. He was asking the questions. He was holding trying to hold them to an account, but he could not do it. Why? Because he had no subpoena power. He had no power. He could talk about it all day. He could talk about it all day long. He could bring it up. He could, and that's what he was doing. I mean, he was making noise. He was making noise on this whole situation before anybody else was. And you say, how do you know, Rev? Because I talked to the dude literally during that time, and this is no joke. You can ask him when you see him. Matter of fact, send him an email. He'll tell you the same thing. I talked to this man almost every single night. I knew exactly what he was doing. He was asking me questions. No, right, you got to do this. You got to do that. That's why I keep telling y'all. I do things behind the scenes. I got a lot going on. I'm dealing with a lot of people right now. I like it that way. But Roger was right over the target. That's why they had to get him out of office. Listen to me. The Democrats took all of that money and went after his seat to shut him down and to shut him up. But the problem with Roger Chamberlain, with Senator Roger Chamberlain, just like he said to me, I just can't pull people in to make them tell the truth. Watch this. So the Republican Party is running around right now. Oh, we're going to fraud this and fraud this and fraud this and fraud this. Correct? They have no power. They can't subpoena nobody. They're going to do exactly what Roger Chamberlain did. The only thing they can do is run off at the mouth about it. That's it. They can't pull these people in. I'm gonna give you a perfect example of a situation that the Republican Party, and I put it out there today too. The interrupters, crime interrupters. These people get millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. And they ain't done diddly squat. I wanted to say something else, but I got to be PG tonight. But if I was in that mode, I would have said, y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all can say it, but I can't. But they haven't done nothing. And they've been getting paid money time. So if the Republicans get to that point to where they're going, this group right here, you've paid millions and millions and millions of dollars. Thanks, Chad. Millions and millions and millions of dollars. They can't pull these people in. The very people who are standing on the streets up until 4 o'clock or walking around on their cell phone or going in and out of stores and just hanging out, those very people, they can't pull them in and ask them questions. Subpoena power. They're not going to be able to, these people that they paid all this money talking about they keeping all of these kids, they're not going to be able to pull those people in to sit down in front of them to answer. Now they want to give it to Moriarty. Yeah, Moriarty pulled a fast one a couple nights ago. I was close. Trying to keep it PG tonight. Her donkey pulled a fast one a couple of nights ago. Mary, look, I was on Mary's side. I said, leave Mary alone. Let her do what she's doing. But what Mary did last night or a couple nights ago is filthy. Mary Moriarty was filthy a couple of nights ago. I know I went off on a tangent there, but Chad just put up Mary Moriarty's name and it pissed. I was so pissed a couple nights ago. It's not even funny. But anyway, so what you got to understand is only thing we're going to get is a bunch of hot wind from the Republican Party when it comes to now. I could be, again, maybe Republicans have something up their sleeves. Maybe they're saying that what we want to do is get it out there, and maybe if we get enough of it out there, we can find a way to get subpoena power. We can find a way to get it to the point to where we get somebody in here. I don't know right now. But what I do know is right now they don't have power to subpoena anybody. They can sit there and talk to the Democrats who well know all this money has been taken from the taxpayers of Minneapolis and Minnesota, going to a group of people that have stole from us. This is stolen money, period. But right now, what the Republicans cannot do is get anybody truthful in front of them, because they decided that it's better for them to just run around and say they won versus going after the things that's needed to go forward with where all of this money is. So to me, it's not a win. It's not a win at all. I think the Republicans took some as well. That's why I don't know. I just know right now it's not. To me, it's not a win. Now, Republicans run around and they can pat themselves on the back all they want, but what are they going to do? No, seriously, think about it for a second. That's why I said, y'all going to hang out with me. I'm going to make you think. What can they do? Nothing. Think about it. They can do nothing. You know, their big claim to fame, which cracks me up. I had to get on Dustin about this on today because he's one of the main Republicans who's running around with this here, right? So there's this word. The Republicans won, not Minnesota. That's right. So there's this word that some people use in the black community. And that word is called passing. And what that means is you can have a white mom and a black dad, but you look white. You can have a black mom, a white dad and a black mom, but you look white. But you pass as white. You never tell anybody that you're black, that you have any African American in you at all. But you walk around and you act like you white. Your mindset is white. Your thoughts are white. Everything you do is white. That's Lisa. Lisa ain't never been black. Not that I know of. Until they tried to fight for her to get the speakership. Now she's black. Now we're going to announce and use that she's black when she's been passing all this time. Nobody knew that Lisa was identified as black. No. Lisa's been passing for all of these years. Because Lisa has never done anything for the black community. Nothing. Her district is white. But now, when they're trying to guilt the Democratic Party, now the Republicans want to throw out the race card. See, it's funny how that works. Like I said, only time I talk race is when you give me the opportunity to do it. And I have zero problem in doing it. But Lisa ain't been black for a long time, and she knows it. She knows it, and I know it. But all of a sudden, now, because the Democrats don't want to vote for her, or what's the trans dude that's in the Democratic Party, apparently he didn't show up to vote for. So, he's a white trans and they don't want to support a black woman. Hell, the Republicans didn't really support a black woman. But now, there you go. Hey, her, Leah. But now, all of a sudden, I'm like, in the past couple of weeks, the Republicans are blacker than the Democrats. Oh, black this, and Lisa's black, and Lisa black, and blackity black. And Lisa's sitting back here going, what the hell? Y'all pulling me out of the closet. I didn't say that. I didn't give nobody permission. I guarantee you. Because the woman has never put her blackness on her sleeve. Ain't never. I guarantee you she ain't never been to North Minneapolis. I can promise you that. You got a couple of them other ones up there too. Darker, almost just as dark as I am, but you couldn't tell. Because they don't want to live like that. Lisa ain't native. Lisa's black. Lisa's a black woman. She ain't native. That's what a lot of people was thinking. That's what I'm telling you. That's what a lot of people said that. But all of a sudden, I'm looking on the Republicans, these Republican influence that's putting her out there. Oh, they making sure y'all know she's a black woman. Lisa ain't been black in years. Years. But they want to use that against the Democrats who, every time you turn around and you look at a picture of them, yeah, Chad. Well, Chad's the one who basically broke the whole story. You don't hear about Lisa's parents. But all of a sudden, when the Republicans need to throw that out there, oh, this is the first black woman speaker in history. The Democrats don't want to come in to work so we can make history with the first black. What, really? How about first black woman on the Republican side that wrote a bill for the black community to help in the black community in some way, somehow? How about that? Can we put that up there? You got another black person that's over there on the Republican side. He ain't writing no bill for no black people, and he been down to North Minneapolis. He knows the struggles. But what is he doing? Nothing? Pissing off gay people? Making gay people mad? Getting clicks and stars and likes on the internet? These people ain't doing nothing for the community, so don't sit there and at the last minute want to run this here race black card out on us. No, we're good. We're good. They didn't want to be a part of what we're doing and where we're going and how we're doing this here. We don't need them, and don't be using them. That's what it's saying. Well, Rev, what's the problem with that? Because you're using them, and they're sitting back. They're to be used. That's their job. Sit here until we need you, and then when we need you, we'll throw just like Tim Scott, Byron Donald. You ain't heard nothing from them. But during the campaign, they was everywhere. Where they at now? Where they at now? Because the Republicans don't need them. What do we need Tim Scott for now? Nothing. What do we need Donald for now? Nothing. Up until now, you never knew Lisa was black. But now they want to drag her out. I like to see drag me out a bill where Lisa did something for the black community. Drag that bill out. You want me to do this here and rah 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 rah? Show me a bill that she wrote that did something or would do something or would help somewhere for the black community. That's what I thought. That's the point that I'm making. That's the point that I'm making. Don't play us like that. And y'all be the first ones to sit there and go, well, that's the race card, Rev. You got a wide brush, Rev. But when you need to play one of us, when you need us, then you'll drag us out. Hand her a fiddle and tell her to play for the guests. Yes, a boss. I's a play for the guests. Would you like me to dance too, boss? I don't play that, man. I'm too old. I'm too old of a cat. I'm too old of a cat to play that. So I don't see at the end of the day, and then they sit there and go, well, we've got what they say, 5 versus 3 on the subpoena. I mean, on the committee for all the fraud. Again, let me remind you, there's no subpoena power. They can't subpoena who. If you can't subpoena somebody, think about it. I gotta wait till everybody finish getting mad at me for what I just said, and they know I'm right in what I just said. But I gotta get people a few minutes to calm down from that. But again, I want you to think about this. They said, well, we got 5. We got 5 members to their 3. But if you can't call anyone in to speak in front of that community, that group, what good are you doing? Who are you going to? That's the thing that gets me. Who are you going to talk to? You can't call one of the Democrats who wrote legislation. Now think about this for a second. The very people who wrote the bill and sponsored a bill to give these people all of that money, you can't even call that Democrat in. The very person that wrote that, you can't call them in. So what are you doing? You can't call. More than likely, y'all know who they'll be calling. You can't call him in and say, but you wrote all of this here bill for your people to get all this money, and you can't tell me where the money is. We need to know where the money is. They can't do that. So, again, they can run around here and acting like they won, but they didn't win. Brad Tacky, whatever, however you say his name, they've got to seat him. There's going to be a special election in 40 on March something. It is a heavy Democratic district. They're going to win. The Democrats are going to win. So I don't see the win here for the Republican Party, for them to be running around here celebrating. I don't see the win. Maybe y'all do. Maybe somebody can hit me up on my Get Up and say, well, Rev, here's where the win comes in here. Because we have the Speaker of the House. Doesn't matter if you got the Speaker of the House. Well, because we're going to be running this committee, this committee, this committee. But you don't have no power in those committees. So where is the win? I don't see the win here. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe if somebody could tell me where the win is here, I'll be fine. What he said, they put a black woman named Cicely. Cece. That didn't go out. Well, that one, they should have known that wasn't going to go well, Chaz, because look who she was dealing with. Lacey. They should have known. I could have easily told them don't waste their time there. Look who she was dealing with. Lacey. The win, Will said, the win is temporary. But what's the win, Will? What win, though? He said, I think GOP is looking for momentum going into 2026. Hold on. Let me break that down for you. with everything that the Democrats have done in 2 years, and they screwed up big time. They did. I think even Ken Martin knows that, even though Ken Martin he's went on to a higher plateau. But if you read some of his tweets, even Ken knows that the Democrats went too far when they had power. And even then, even though the people kind of made a statement, right? And the people did. They made a statement. But even all that went on, think about it for a second. Minnesota did not turn red. So you said they want momentum going into 2026. That was their momentum. That was their momentum. What's going to happen is everything's about to swing back. If the Republican Party couldn't do it now, with everything that happened, with the way the wind was blowing with Trump, if they could not make a huge difference here in Minnesota, that was it, man. There is no momentum going into 2026 because people are going to go, you know what? We taught the Democrats a lesson. They know what we're talking about. They're going to go back voting Democrat. And I'm going to tell you why. Because the Republicans do not have anyone to actually be a good candidate statewide. Who? Name me somebody that the Republican right now. Name me somebody that the Republicans can run statewide and they can win with. They don't have anybody. There was a little girl. She just ran a couple days ago. Over in 60. You didn't hear anything pretty much about her. She's a Republican. My friend Kelly got in on her campaign pretty much like she had 3 days left. She had 3 days to go to try to get this girl a vote. Watch this. This is a true story. You can look it up yourself. I forgot her name. But she ran as a Republican over in District 60, right? She got 700 votes. Listen to me. She got 700 votes. The guy who won got 7,000 votes. 45,000 votes in that district. And they didn't even top 10,000 votes together. Listen to what I'm saying now. Had she got 10,000 votes out of 45,000 votes, she could have won. But I'm going to tell you why she didn't win. Because it's Minneapolis. And the base do not like their money being spent in Minneapolis. So the Republicans don't do much for their candidates in Minneapolis. They don't. I just showed you. I just showed you. If the Republicans would have just pulled out all the stops, say, if you're a Republican, I need you to show up at her town hall. I need you to be out. Every Republican legislator or whatever, whoever they got here, I need you today. We need to knock on these doors. We need to get this started. But the Republicans don't have leadership. So they wouldn't do something like that. So she ended up with 700 votes out of 45,000 eligible voters. She had 700. She didn't even break 800 votes. The Democrat who won did not crack 8,000 votes. Again, 45,000 eligible voters. And you can't tell me, you cannot make me believe that you couldn't get Republicans behind her to go door knock, go talk to some people, to stand outside a store somewhere. You can't tell me you couldn't pull a trailer up to a fast food restaurant and sit there and talk to people. You can't tell me you can't do stuff like that to get behind your candidates, to make So, Will, that's the reason why you will not, just because you said momentum, that's gone. That's gone. People were pissed right now. They're not going to be pissed in 2026. They're not going to be. And I'm going to tell you another thing that I know, because people don't remember that far. Remember, the Democrats pretty much burned down, burnt. They hate it when I say burned down, but there was some buildings that burned down. There was fires all over Minneapolis. There was unrest. People was going crazy. What he said? We need a breakout. We need a breakout. Republicans that rally. Hey, Will, exactly what you just said. Exactly what you just said. Dude, I was saying that 2 years ago. Hold on, Will, watch this. Let me show you something. True story, man. Like I said, you can, anything I say, I can back it up. Watch this, Will. The reason I say that in 2026, that everything that you and I are talking about right now, people are not going to remember. Watch this. So during the Derek Chauvin riots, places were being burnt down, businesses were being burnt down, there was looting, they was doing everything, right? And the Democrats did what? Nothing. They did nothing. When I was working with Scott Jensen, and I told Scott, I said, Scott, this is what I would do. And I would have done this. I said, I would make a video, and then I would go to every black barbershop, every black beauty shop, every black eating establishment, and I would drop off a TV with a tape. Or if they got a TV, I would say, do me a favor. I'll give you $100. I need you to play this at certain times during your busiest time. And I would have had on loop everything that happened in that riot. I would have had it on a loop. I would remind the people, this is what they did to your city. This is what the Democrats let happen to your city. You think the Republicans who was running, I said that to Ryan Wilson. I said the same thing to Ryan Wilson. Put it on a loop over and over. Remind people. You have to remind people. You can't let them forget what happened, because they'll forget. And they did. They forgot. They didn't remember the elderly that was in trouble, that was afraid to go out of their house. They forgot about the single mom who couldn't get diapers, who couldn't get formula for their kids. They forgot all about that. They forgot about the city being locked down, and if you didn't have any business being on the road, you was going to get harassed by the police. They forgot about that. Well, they'll forget about 2024, 2025, and 2026. they'll forget. They will not remember. And what happened in 24 and 25 is not going to be important in 26 because it's going to be what's happening right now in 26. That's why I told them you have to remind these people how their lives was interrupted. And you think Scott Jensen did that? No, he did not. Scott Jensen thought that his end to sit was going to be a debate. That's what Scott Jensen thought. Oh, when I get to debate Tim Walz and I bait him inside of Hennepin County, I don't need to go in there. What did Tim Walz do? Tim Walz was playing checkers. Chess. And Scott Jensen was playing checkers or rocks. Because Tim Walz says to Scott Jensen, there isn't going to be a debate, buddy. So you're not going to be able to say anything to the people of Hennepin County. Nothing. You don't want to come in here? Oh, well, but you're not going to do it off of me. You're not going to do it. So there wasn't a debate, correct? Tim Walz knew what he was doing by not debating Scott Jensen inside of Hennepin County. He knew exactly what he was doing. That's why that's why I started tonight off saying the Democrats have something for them just to give this thing up. And say, okay, you know what? The same thing we gave you on January 13th is going to be the same thing we give you today. And then the Republicans are going, oh, look, we got something we can run around and say we got to win. The Democrats got something up their sleeves. This is just it's just too easy. Knowing how the Democrats play the game. They're smart. They're smart. It's like a graduate student messing with a high school student. No, that's I'm just telling you what I know. But something, and maybe that's what it was, that the Democrats realized, hey, they don't have subpoena power. We can go to work. They can ask the questions. Doesn't mean we have to answer them. Doesn't mean we have to tell them where all that money is. They can say whatever they want. We'll just look at them like they're stupid. And then, so without subpoena power, again, I want you to think about it. What can the Republicans actually do? Help me out. Somebody. What can they actually do? Nothing. They can talk about it. And maybe that's their game plan. They'll just keep talking about it until 26. Maybe they heard something that I said to keep it. Well, it's funny. Isn't it funny how the Republicans now have found mics? How long have I been saying that? No, seriously. No, seriously. How long have I been saying that? What have I said about the Republic? Find a mic. Get on the mic and just start talking. That's what people want you to do. People want to know if, let's say they would have done this when all this stuff, this fraud and stuff happened. So I'm just saying to the Republican Party now, stay in front of the mic. It is your job, right? Because you can't do anything else. It is your job to keep us informed every step of the way. There shouldn't be a day. There shouldn't be one day that you all should not be having some type of press conference. You should put your own videos together, just like the Democrats do. Put them out there. Every single day you guys are done, you should be in front of a mic. Every day. There shouldn't be not one day that you're not, because you have to make sure that the people understand and the people remember. Listen, if the people don't understand and the people don't remember, then your job and what you think you're doing is a waste of time. Period, point blank. I got you for about 3 minutes. And let's do this here. So, Tim Walz in the Democratic Party is running around here acting like people hate trans people. Now, one of the things that I talked about a while back was I did not understand gay and I didn't understand trans. So what did I do? Instead of running off at the mouth and just calling them, I put together a round table where I met with some people from the trans community, and I met with some gay and lesbian people. And I had the opportunity to have conversation and ask questions. And just like I told them, and I'll say it again, I will never say that the God that I serve made a mistake. It will never happen, because God never made a mistake. Now, if Sam and Sam wants to have a civil union, go for it. It ain't my business like that. If someone 21 and plus decide that, I need to cut some things off and add some stuff, go for it. That's not my business. Do I hate you for who you are and what? No. So for Tim Walz, you lying donkey. I said, keep it PG tonight. To run around here and lie and say that the trans community, the LGBT community is hated. You're pathetic, dude. You're a pathetic liar. I know the love that I have for people. I'm not looking at them as all of a sudden at one point in time you were Sam and now you're Samantha. I'm not looking at people like that. You're a person to me. I'm taught to love the sinner, but do not dislike the sin. So I don't dislike anyone who feels that they need to change themselves. And for the governor of the state of Minnesota to run around here and say what he has been saying, as if people hate gay people, as if people hate trans people. That's just not true, bro. And I'm speaking for everybody in Minnesota right now. I got a wide brush today, right here, right now, because you're a liar. Now, with all of that said, I've got a granddaughter. I've said this before. If I've got a granddaughter and my granddaughter is 8, 9, 10 years old, and she is playing on an all-girls softball team, and all of a sudden this little boy comes up to bat, I'm pulling my granddaughter. I'm not like any of these other families that's going to put up with this. No, she's coming off the field, because that's not right. She's got every right. And I know they sit there and go, well, the percentage it's not about the percentage, because I know how Democrats are. Look, I was a Democrat at one time. The Democrats just don't take a spoonful of something. They go get a cup. You let the Democrats go. Look at what they done to the state now. You let the Democrats come in with a spoon, and if they think they can get away with it, they'll go get a cup and go into your sugar bowl and sneak it in their pocket and then walk off. And the next thing you know, it done ballooned up. You got nothing. That's how the Democrats play this thing. That's what they do. And for Tim Walz, you liar, to go around the state of Minnesota and put out tweets talking about hate, like we hate, there's a hate for these people. You're a liar, man. You're a straight out liar. Not about hate. It's about being fair. You want trans kids to play? Then let's start a trans sports league. But it's funny to me how I don't see girls. Help me out here. It's funny to me how I don't see girls playing football. It's funny to me how I see girls not playing on boys' baseball teams in high school. It's funny to me how I don't see girls playing on boys' basketball teams. But all of a sudden, a boy wants to go and play volleyball, wants to go play softball, wants to swim. A boy wants to do this. Girls, you don't see that much, pretty much at all. So don't you see the problem? So if these little boys feel that they are Jitty and Jan and Carla's and whatever, I'm cool with that. Get them their own sports league. Because I'd be damned if I'm going to sit back and watch my grandson, my granddaughter, be bulldozed by a little boy. I coach baseball. I've coached baseball 25 years. I can tell you the difference when we do have little girls who come in and try to play with the boys for usually 1 year, because after that year, they're like, I'm good. When they see these little boys hit the ball, and as hard as they can hit the ball, they're gone. I had little girls get out of the way when boys was hitting the ball. So you ain't telling me. I coach basketball. When boys are running up and down the court, and you look back there, and they've lapped the little girl. She can't keep up with them running up and down doing suicides. No, man. No. And you're not going to try to guilt. That's another thing that these Democrats do. They guilt people. No, they do. I mean, they literally had black people call it. Listen. The racist donkeys. Almost. I better get off of this thing soon, or we're not going to be PG anymore. The racist Democrats had black people so fooled that we bought into the BIPOC. We bought into the people. We stopped calling ourselves colored years ago. But some way, somehow, the Democratic Party found a way to get us to call ourselves color again. They did that. And we bought into it. So, Tim Walz, stop lying, bro. You're a liar. Nobody hates the trans community. I don't care what they say in Washington. That's why I say y'all don't hear me talk about Washington too much, but I'm about to in a couple seconds here because J.D. Vance know he's off limits. No, he's way off the limit. But with Tim Walz, you need to stop lying, bro. You're a liar. You're a straight up liar, man. And for you to run around here and scare a group of people of a community, it's wrong. I don't see people beating up on the trans community. I don't see people beating up on gay people. People here in Minnesota, you know as well as I do, they may not like it, but they don't bother nobody. I mean, if anything, what I would be doing if I was you, Mr. Walz, is I would be worried about why Minnesota is ranked number two as the worst place for, look it up. Minnesota is ranked number 2 racially for black people to live. The worst place. Wisconsin is number 1. Number 2 is Minnesota, and then it's Iowa. For that's worse than being down south. And trust me, I'm from the South. I know how bad it is down there when it comes to black people. But Minnesota is number 2, Mr. Walz, as the worst place for a black person to live. Minnesota. But I don't never hear you talking about that. I don't never hear you bringing that up. You can Google that. And then, like I said, even when the Republicans talk about Lisa being black, I ain't never heard Lisa talk about that. But Mr. Walz, you can't keep doing what you're doing. That's dangerous. Mr. Walz, you are being dangerous. You are going to get gay people and someone in the trans community hurt because of the things that you are saying. And I'm telling you now, stop it. Stop lying, Tim Walz. Stop lying before you get someone in those communities hurt. Only thing we're saying is, again, little boys, I don't care what they cut off. I don't care what they add to themselves. I don't care how many puberty blockers they do not belong in women's sports. It will not happen. Will not happen. But what I need you to do, Mr. Walz, is stop the lies. Nobody hates the gay and LGBTQ community here in Minnesota. Now, they may go outside of Minnesota. I don't know what would happen to them. But I know as long as they stay here in Minnesota, we don't care. Only thing we want, Mr. Walz, is for the people at the Capitol to do their damn job and not make our lives any difficult than it is right now. That's what we want. And we will get along. You know that one Minnesota you talked about? That Minnesota nice that you talked about? Period, point blank. It's that simple, bruh. But you got to stop lying. You got to stop it because you're going to get somebody hurt. We can't do that. Now, as far as J.D. Vance is concerned, and white people are definitely not talking about this here. It's always funny how they get quiet when we can prove racism. When J.D. Vance want to sit there and stand 10 toes down for a kid that's been racist. No, J.D. Vance, that kid don't belong in the White House, even though you want him there, and that's what y'all voted for. And y'all know you did. Nah, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Y'all know. That's why you ain't saying nothing about J.D. Vance and what he said. I even put it on my get up. Ain't nobody touched it. Nobody touched it. Why? Because you know that's what you want. They didn't even have to fire him. Y'all would have been fine with that. Oh, yeah. Klan member? Oh, he's a Klan? Oh, that's okay. We're good with that. It's not like a Klan member ain't never been in a house, Rev. It's not like a Klan member have never been in a White House, Rev. So I don't know what you're upset about. No, J.D. Vance. He cannot work in the White House. We got you. And I'm just shocked the things that he said about your wife's people. And you overlooked that. Well, I know I'm not shocked because he put down Marco Rubio was my guy. I've always said that. Until Trump stepped on him. If I was Marco Rubio, there's no way in the world I would be in after he dogged me the way he did. Same thing with Ted Cruz. He talked about Ted Cruz's wife. And look at Ted Cruz. That's pathetic, man. That's pathetic. You can't talk about, you can't say nothing about my wife. I'm her protector. I'm not saying that because I think that. I'm saying that because that's what the Bible says. If you read your Bible, you will see that God set man up to be the protector of the gifts that he gave you. Let me do this here real quick, just in case somebody missed what I just said. When God made man, God put man in the where? In the garden. When God made man, God did what? Gave man a job. His job was to name all the animals, to make sure the garden and everything stayed awesome. God was preparing the man for the day that he gives him a gift. And that gift was your wife. And the awesome thing about the gift that God gave you, that gift can also bring forth gifts. Those are your kids. And God prepared you to take care of the gift he gave you and the gift your gifts can give you. Your wife and your kids. Your job is to protect that at any means necessary. Any means necessary. That's your job. Your job is to love God and to protect what he gave you. That's your job. Read your Bible. If you don't believe what I say, go to Genesis, open your Bible, and read your Bible. When they screwed up, who did he go look for? The protector. He didn't say, Eve, where you at? Come here, I need to talk to her. He said Adam. Because Adam, no matter what, was supposed to protect her. And I know everybody gets on Eve, right? We love to blame Eve. That's Eve's fault that they ate that fruit. The forbidden fruit. That's Eve's fault. If Adam had done his job, I'm just saying, we can blame we can blame the woman if you want to. I'm just saying. Go in the Bible and read what I read. Then you're going to understand what I just said. Go in the Bible and read where it says, understand where it says that God set Adam up to be the protector of everything. Did he not? If he's the protector of everything, then he should have been protecting Eve before Satan put his hands on her. It's no different when you go out with your wife. If you see a thug that's coming up to you and your wife, you're going to jump in front of your wife and protect your wife. Adam was supposed to do that. I know you sit there and go, damn, I never heard it that way. Yeah, because ain't nobody ever told you that way. Adam was supposed to do that. Adam was supposed to protect her exactly like if you all was out on the streets and some thug come up to you, you're going to jump in front of your wife and protect your wife. If Satan comes in front of your wife and talking and messing with you and holding you up and trying to take you, you're going to do what? Hello? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. When I read, that's how I see it. That's what I think. That's how I feel. Period, point blank. Anyway, fam, I appreciate y'all. Thank you very much. I did go over. Totally my fault. Sorry. What am I over? 10 minutes? Oh, 15 minutes. Holy smoke. I got to get that back to you on Monday. Mondays will be good. So sometime this week, I'm going to bring Brad on. Brad and I, we've been working on some things. Some stuff is about to start happening. We're going to start doing some tours. We're going to start doing a few other things. Like I said, coming up Saturday, I will be down in Mabel, Minnesota. Brad's going to come down, and we're going to be making an announcement, and we're going to start our announcement out in Mabel, Minnesota. I will be able to tell you that on Monday, but we're going to make the announcement down there, and we're going to go from there, and we're going to see what happens and everything. But hey, fam, we're going to end the night like we always end the night, understanding and realizing that the God that I was just talking about is a mighty, understandable, good God. He's a God of grace and mercy to each and every one of you. And no matter what you have done or how you did it, you need to understand that God understands that. Like I keep telling you, God remembers, but he also forgets the things that we have done in our lives. So if you have done something wrong, God forgives you. If you said something wrong, God forgives you. If you thought something wrong, God forgives you. If you have a heart that's been bad, God will forgive you. And if you're going through things, the things that we have to do is give those things to God and let him take care of it. See, what we don't do is we don't trust God with everything because we think we can take care of stupid things. And I'm going to tell you right now, we can't. No. I'm telling you, we can't. Like I said, I don't tell you what I think. I tell you what I know. When you're going through something, God will always be there for you. No if, no ands, no but. He already told you, I will never leave you and I will never forsake you. He said, yea, do I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I feared, because God is there with his rod and his staff. Only thing you have to do is give it up in your heart, your mind, your spirit, and soul. And God's going to take care of the rest. It doesn't matter if you're having a good day or if you're having a bad day. Well, usually when we're having a good day, we don't give that to God. We don't thank God for those good days that we have. But, you let the storms come, right? You let the tribulations happen in your life. And God is, you're going to do one or two things. You're going to pray on him or you're going to blame him for your days that you're going downhill. Yeah, you do. Don't. Stop it. But the good part about this is we serve a good, a mighty, and an understandable God. And for that, you should have a smile on your face. And what we do with those smiles, we go out and we smile at somebody, so somebody smile back at you. Hey, fam, y'all have a good one. Excuse me. We'll see you guys more than likely on Monday. That's it. That's all I got. Unless somebody else got something. If not, I'm out of here, fam. Another thing. If I'm on Twitter, so if you can't, Facebook. I'm on YouTube now. Check me out, right? Yeah, it took a minute. I ain't all of that computer savvy. Like I keep telling people, I got this board here that can do all of this stuff, and I can't do nothing with it. But this. I can do all that stuff. I got all of that stuff, But anyway, hey, y'all have a good night. We'll talk to you soon. Again, take care of each other. And like I said, smile at somebody so somebody smile back at you. I'm out, fam. Oh, YouTube. Sorry. Like I said, I'm on YouTube now. It took me a minute to get on YouTube. So if you want, go to my YouTube channel. There, it's Let's Rip It Up with Rev Christopher. This will be episode 5 that I'll be putting on there. If you missed anything, you can go and check that out. All right? We'll talk to you soon. Y'all have a good night. Peace.